Generating coaching leads is not that often talked about in the business. Getting sales is talked about, but how you actually generate leads, I don't see it talked about that often. But yeah, without leads, how do you generate sales? You don't. So today, I'm going to share with you my top ways to be able to generate 100 plus coaching leads in the next 30 days. So grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and let's get into it because these are things that you definitely want to know. And if you're not seeing the results that you want in your business, check out the things that I'm sharing with you today to see, do you actually already have them in place? And is this actually what's in the gap for you being able to scale your business to where you want it to be? So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Joanne O'Halloran and I'm a business mentor, and I support coaches with their online businesses to be able to accelerate their audience, accelerate their authority, and ignite their income. And I do this by specializing and showing you how to leverage other people's audiences. So from a community-based point of view, to be able to generate 5K months, 10K months, 15K months, 20K months, whatever you want them to be, because you have a process that allows you to do this. So let's get into it. When we talk about leads, what are we talking about? So not all leads are equal. This is the first thing that I really want you to know. There's three different classifications of leads, for want of a better word, right? There's cold leads, warm leads, and hot leads. Cold leads are people that aren't interested, right? They may have come into your world for various different reasons. They may have started following you on social media. You may have put up something that they liked. They may have seen, an event that you were on, but they're not necessarily invested in you, what you do, and the result that you provide. Okay. So we're not interested in them right now. We're looking for cold and warm leads. Sorry, we're looking for warm and hot leads. We're looking for warm and hot leads. So warm leads are those that are interested. They're kind of looking around going, they're getting a feel for what they want. They're not necessarily sure that you're the person for them, but they are looking. Hot leads then are the ones that are like, this is the solution that I'm looking for. I'm actively looking for it. And they're the ones that you really want to be able to focus on, because they're the ones that are going to be scooped up. If it's not by you, it'll be by somebody else. So it's important that you really know where people are at. So I'm going to break it down for you. My favorite ways to be able to generate leads, like so good quality leads for your business. So the first one, like I said, get a pen and a piece of paper. The first one is my go-to. This has been my go-to in business for 4 years and will probably be my go-to in business till the end of time because it works every time. What I'm about to tell you has 100% effectiveness rate for me and my client of bringing in high quality leads. I'm going to say that again. Has 100% effectiveness for bringing in high quality leads, not just for me, but for my clients too. And when you do what I'm about to tell you effectively and do it in a way that is supportive for you and for others, it's incredible what you can genuinely create with this. So it's actually collaborating with other people. Now, I'm not talking about going live on social media with people. Yes, that's great. And there's a much more effective way to do it. Okay. It's actually, it's bringing a group of industry experts together and collaborating, like coming together to be able to share on a theme, on a strategy, on an experience, something that is giving insane value by thought leaders that are brought together. And this works in all industries, right? It doesn't have to be the online coaching space. This works for products, it works for all different types of services, whether you're B2B, B2C, doesn't matter. But coming together, and it can be done in 30 days, it absolutely can be done, generates momentum, generates visibility, and really does bring in high quality people. Because, for example, let's say you collaborated with me. My audience are already warmed up, okay? They already know me. I know them. I have a really good feel for what they want, what they like, what they don't like. Therefore, if we're collaborating and I say, I think, let's say your name is Amy, right? I think Amy is somebody that I know, like, and trust. She is somebody that I think would actually add value to what you're doing. She has something important to be able to share with you that will change how you're doing things for the better. Do you think they're going to listen? Of course they are. So that's the power of collaboration. But you don't just want to collaborate with one person. You want to collaborate with multiple people and bring them together. You then have much more people to talk to. Like, imagine having I'd say for some of you, if you had 5 more people to talk to in a month, you would be delighted. Now imagine multiplying that, because one thing I know for sure is with collaborative events is they can bring in hundreds, if not thousands of people for you to have conversations with. Now, your business may not be able to set up to cope with that, and that's okay. like for the thousands. But what a problem to have, right? To be able to go, okay, I have hundreds of people that are now interested in this. I can scale, right? I can scale my business. It's great. I can multiply what I'm doing. Year on year, my business has grown because of this. Year on year, my clients' business grow because of this. Okay. So can you do this in 30 days? Yes. It's gotta like strap on, right? Strap your boots on and let's go. Right? Strap your boots on and go, okay, who is it that I could collaborate with that would provide value that people actually want to know? Because think about it, we're in a very lucrative time of the year. People are actively looking for solutions and they're looking for bargains. I have an email that's going out today around the Halloween treats. Why wouldn't I? Right? It's Halloween. People are good looking for treats. It'll be the same when it comes up to Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Of course, I'm going to have offers that are going out then because people are looking for the best deals. And if they can get something that will also set them up for next year, future thinking, they're going to do that. So when you can bring in more leads now, you're going to have better opportunities to sell. Okay. So that's the first one, collaborative events, hands down. If you want to know how to do them, come to me. I'm your lady. It is what I am known for. It is what I'm known for across the world for this because they work so well. Where else do you get something that has 100% effectiveness rate? When you know how to do it step by step, it's seriously incredible. I've seen clients that have gone from struggling to having like 15 plus K come into their bank account. Like that's a space you want to be in, right? So that's the first one. The second one then is referrals. These are not being utilized enough in my opinion. People that have worked with you before know what results they get from working with you. They trust you, right? And like if you think about it, we have conversations that'll be quite vulnerable, that people are being really raw with you, they're opening up, they're sharing. That creates a bond of trust. So when you have spaces open to work with you, why wouldn't you ask people that have worked with you before if they know of people that just like them want to experience the same transformation? Because they probably will, and you can reward them for it. Like in my space, anyone who refers somebody to me and they come and they work with me, they get a referral fee. Like it's like affiliate, right? They get a referral fee as a thank you. So why not do the same? But not only that, do it on a repetitive basis. So what I mean by that is do it every month. Now, will you get people referred every month? Probably not. And that's okay. Like let go of the outcome of that. But what you will do is keep it in people's mind that actually the space is open. There's space is open. There's space is open. There's space is open. And here's what I could look for me. So that if they're in conversation with somebody and somebody is sharing that this is what they're looking for, who do you think they're going to think of? You. So make sure that you're doing that every single solitary month. And people have a choice, right? It's an invitation. You're not saying refer people to me. You're inviting people that if they know of somebody to share. And you'd be surprised at how many clients will come in through this. It's powerful. The third one then is genuine conversations, a real conversation. So if you look at your social media platforms right now, how many conversations are you having on a daily basis with the people that are on there? Whenever I ask people this question that come to me, usually it's none. It's like there's crickets out there. But what are you doing to initiate the conversation? Now, I'm not talking about like on any given day, I could get 5, 6, 7, 8 messages where somebody's like, I've got a free ticket to a mastermind. I have this, your Instagram looks shit. Can I do something about it? Like, I'm not talking about those messages because I'm sorry. No, thank you. And each their own, right? That clearly works for some people, but that's not what I'm talking about. There are ways that you can generate conversations. And when they're coming from a place of like genuine curiosity and connection, not about getting, it has a different vibe to it, which takes off that like yucky feeling. So, because we don't want to feel like that, right? We don't want to be that Pamela Anderson kind of feel, right? So, what I mean by that is if somebody has chosen to follow you, they've chosen that, right? You didn't force that on them, they chose that. What would it look like if you said thank you? When you have new followers coming in, do you say thank you? And if you're not having new followers, when somebody likes something that you do you say thank you? And if not, isn't that a lovely opportunity to start a conversation? What about the people that you are following that are also following you? Are you engaging them in conversation or are you just leaving it and hoping that they'll come to you? Because the thing is, you can't hide behind curtains. You can't hide behind closed doors and hope that people are just going to magically show up and find you. No, you've got to have conversations, but you've also got to detach yourself from what those conversations are going to turn into. The amount of clients I've had come my way from those genuine conversations is incredible. Because number one, people don't feel sold to. Number two, people genuinely are grateful that you care. And number three, people want to be around somebody they trust, right? So think about that when you're having those connected conversations. Let go of the time frame because remember, it's not about you. Customer journey is never about you. It's about the person that you're supporting. So let go of the time frame you think that things should happen in and how the conversation should go and genuinely connect. Now, let me give you ways that you can actually create connections to be able to pull conversations forward because you'd be surprised at how many of them actually turn into different conversations around sales. So the first thing being, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, use your stickers. Like the stories that are there, on story posts, use your stickers. Use reminders. You can see who's looking at your story, send them a thank you. Ask them what they thought about it. Like, use the stuff that's there for you. If you're on LinkedIn, for example, you can obviously create conversations with other people because the posts on there are really cool, right? Like there's genuine conversations that can take place based on stuff that people put up. They're not just pictures, they're actually there to engage in conversation. So engage in conversation, ask questions, be curious. So that's the third one. The fourth one then is make more offers. So anyone who's watching this, if I went onto your page right now, can I see that you're actively open for business? And if the answer is no, then how is anyone going to come to you? You want to be continuously actively selling and celebrating what's happening in your world, celebrating what's happening with clients and calling people forward. So I'm going to give you an example of one marketing strategy that you can use. It's not mine, right? It's not mine. It's been around for years, but it works very effectively if you haven't been selling for a while. Okay. So maybe you feel like you've been selling, but actually, when you go now and look at your page, you're like, I haven't been. This is one that works really well. And for one of my clients, I always remember this. Within 12 hours of her putting this up, she had 10 sales calls booked. I gave this to another lady the other day and she had 7 sales calls booked. But this comes from when you're providing insane value and you're not making offers. Okay. So I want you to use this. It is basically it's called the 5-1-30 method. So you can look it up. Again, it's not mine, right? I'm just sharing this with you from a marketing strategy that works. So you say, I'm looking for 5 people, whoever they are, whoever you support, who want to, whatever the solution is you provide in the next 30, 60, 90 days, for example. You put that up and then connect with anyone who likes, comments, shares, looks at it, get into conversation. That is a great way to pull forward leads. You add up all the leads that are going to come from those 4 places. How many do you think there's going to be? A shit ton, right? There's going to be so many. It's a great space to be in, but it's going to require you to be brave and to be courageous. I had a conversation with a lady the other day who was like, I don't really feel confident doing this. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Confidence isn't a feeling. You become confident when you become skilled at what you're doing. What comes first is being brave and courageous to take the action. Then as the skill, it gets developed and as you realize that you're not going to die, nothing bad is going to happen to you, then you start to feel confident. If you look at anything, like let's take driving, for instance, right? I don't know if you drive, but I remember when I first started driving, I was so terrified. I was scared, right? I was like super uncomfortable and terrified as to was I going to crash? Was I going to go too fast? Was I going to stall the car? Was I going to, hit a bicycle? How was I going to make sure that I didn't, miss something in all the mirrors? Was the instructor going to think I was like the worst driver ever? Like there was so many things that went through my mind. But by the time it got to me doing my test, it was like, this is a breeze. I know how to drive. Like, you don't even think about it. It becomes second nature. Therefore, you're confident. So I want you to think of things in business like that. Bravery, courage comes first. Commitment to what you're doing so that you go all in. And then executing it. You will then become confident in that. So these are my favorite lead gen activities, my favorite ones. They don't need to be more complicated than this. And they get to happen on a regular basis, right? Because the one thing that you don't want to do is stay in a cycle of, oh shit, where's my next client going to come from? Oh shit, where's my next client going to come from? And you keep in that cycle. That is an awful space to be in. And it's one that you want to get out of if you want to be able to have that sustainable business going forward and you want the multiple 6 figures and on. This is where you get to go with it. So take these. Let me know in the comments what ones you've utilized and what ones are serving you really, really well and how many leads you're generating from it. And then what I'm also going to invite you to do is if this is resonating with you and you're like, this is exactly what I need, these are the strategies that I need, this is the structure that I need, and you want to be in the space where my clients are, where they're generating consistent cash months, celebrating their highest ever income months, then book your call with me. I've put the link down below for you. Book your call with me and let's have a chat about where your strategy currently is, what's in the gap for where you want to go.